Welcome back inside Lake Point Sports Complex. Jimmy Cook, Bo Estes coming to you live for the NYBL Finals. Pool play action continuing. So we have Advanced 2 Athletics and TSB Elite going head-to-head. TSB Elite in the blue jerseys, white numerals, and the red trim, while Advanced Athletics in the white jerseys, blue numerals, and blue trim. His first bucket is scored right there by Jalen Toyelis for first blood as we bring Bo into the broadcast. Bo, we saw a lot of good action in our previous contest, and for this one, as we talked about before we went on air, is a nice triple hit by Thad Burns straight away. That these are incoming freshmen this fall?
Yeah, these will be kids that are going into their freshman year of high school, and you can tell these kids are pretty developed right here. You talked about Toyelis. It was a nice cut to the basket, and then number 30, Thad Burns, really comfortable looking three-pointer. No effort in that, just a smooth-looking jump shot. So, yeah, these kids are pretty developed.
Yeah, anytime you got a silky smooth jumper right out of the way, gotta be feeling pretty good.
Jimmy, I didn't have that coming into high school.
Nor did I. So we're in the same boat. It's okay. TSB trying to feel things out against Advanced 2 Athletics. That runner's off the mark, and the rebound tracked down and taken by Robinson. He'll kick right side. Byrne thought about a triple, not that time.
And again, it's more of what we were talking about. A lot of threes taken early on, and that's part of the game. Here's another one.
The triples and triples and triples.
Yeah.
All over the place. Morton misfired on the triple, but the rebound gets right back to him on a little feed there, and Morton gets his first points of the game.
And that's their two buckets are on nice cuts to the basket, taking advantage of the defense playing out and on an offensive rebound there.
You got to love when it translates that way. It's always nice. Get yourself an easy bucket to get in rhythm.
Yeah, it helps to get started well.
That's a tough drive there by Robinson. Makes it 5-4. Both these teams pretty evenly matched on paper.
Yeah, size-wise as well. These teams are, no one team is much bigger than the other.
Morton, nice spin, could not finish. Rebound taken by Nigel Cook. Cook, he'll pull up from distance and knock it down.
What a gorgeous looking shot.
Man.
Jimmy, that wasn't right at the three-point line.
Nope.
That was well outside.
Nope, he was in the parking lot looking for his car for that triple.
Again, incoming high school freshmen. We're in June of their 8th grade year.
Pretty sensational. I know it applies slightly more for me, Bo, than yourself, as I'm still a bit of a youngster.
Yeah, you are.
As Elijah Strong hits that one, but I couldn't do that now. Like we talked about being incoming freshman, there's no way.
I could have shot that, maybe when I was your age, but yeah, it gets a little harder as you get older, Jimmy. I'll be honest with you. Nice move.
Good
really
take
strong.
That by Wallace.
You have to be aggressive with the basketball when you're going into traffic like that, and he was. I mean, a little bit of sticking your head down and going, but it really worked for him.
Knocked away. It'll stay on this end with TSB. By the way, maybe forgive me a couple tries at it, and I'm not guarded.
You're taking that statement back now, right?
Then maybe I can hit it.
Don't sleep on Jimmy's jumper.
Not first out of the gate.
Look, you're from Indiana, pal. You got to have a shot.
Oh, yeah. I was telling you yesterday, the Curry effect isn't new to Indiana kids. We love shooting threes.
Exactly.
It's not a new thing. Oh, yeah. We've been chucking them since Jimmy Chitwood. It's fine. Left side, triple, that one short by Robinson. That's another thing, speaking of where we are as a run-on opportunity for Advanced 2 Athletics. Left side triple, off the mark rebound taken by TSB Elite. Bo, you yourself, correct me if I'm wrong, are you native to Georgia, or did you move here?
I grew up all around, so I grew up
around?
in Miami, Southern California, North Carolina, but high school here.
High school here.
High school here, and it's great basketball here.
So exactly, that's exactly what I was going to ask you. For the folks at home, Indiana, obviously, whether it's stereotyped, and I can speak to it that it's true, but it's a basketball state.
Sure.
A hoop in every yard, all that good stuff. How much have you seen, over your span of all the basketball you've seen, the passion for it here down south, especially in the Georgia region?
Atlanta's wonderful for basketball. I still to this day go out and see high-level basketball players. There's a kid named Brandon Boston at Norcross High School, which is a national powerhouse. He's a top 20 player. There's a kid over at Woodward Academy. It's actually Chad Kessler and Alec Kessler's. It's Chad Kessler's son, Alec Kessler's nephew, who's a national player. I mean, there's big-time players here.
And it's fun to see the game. There are, it feels like, different nuances depending on what portion of the country that we're in.
Sure.
I mean, in a lot of ways, like music, you go to different areas of the country.
Yeah.
There's different flavors, different styles. You see the same thing across the country with basketball. It's all the same game, but there's different ways and kind of tastes to it as you see it progress on the court.
I think you're right there. I mean, I think it all started out, New York sort of had a brand of basketball, and then everybody else developed from there. But I'll tell you this, in back-to-back years, I saw Dwight Howard in high school here, and then Lewis Williams. It's a power inside guy, and then it's a fantastic outside shooter. In fact, his program is here. Georgia Stars are here. That's who Lou Williams played for in high school.
And that's pretty wild to see how successful they still are even today.
Yeah.
That triple off the mark there by made that a long 2 for Wallace. And TSB does not like where things are going. They'll take a timeout. Advanced to Athletics leads TSB Elite 10-6 here in this first half. 10 minutes to go. Stay with us. We'll have more after this. You're watching the NYBL Finals on Always Live. Welcome back inside Lake Point Sports Complex. Jimmy Cook, Bo Estes, so pleased you've chosen to spend part of your Saturday with us here on Always Live. NYBL Finals in full effect. Pool play action still rolling on. There's a triple misfire that time by Morton. Got his own board. Takes it strong, and he's fouled. Head to the line for 2 free ones.
Yeah, I like the game that I'm seeing out of Jalen Toy Ellis. This is a kid who has the driving kick in his game. He's physical, he's strong, but there's also an understanding here. And as we watch his shot at the line and his form, a young guy who shoots it a little bit low, but he has the strength, and if he gets a little bit of height to him, I think that works. There was a kid at North Carolina last year, Kobe White, who had a similar shot. His release point was a little bit low, but if you're 6'5", you can get away with that.
Where does the where did the Tar Heels passion come from?
My the part of my upbringing in North Carolina, 4 or 5 years, Michael Jordan and James Worthy came through when I was a kid.
Okay.
And that'll do it.
That'll do it. Yep. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. Nope, not a hard sell job there.
No. When you have those two guys going through,
of course, I mean, since then there's been a lot of suffering for the Tar Heels afterwards. I mean, not a lot of success.
Only
those 2
4 national titles
yep.
since then.
Yep. 10-8 our score. 2-point advantage for Advanced to Athletics with the basketball as TSB able to clean up on the defensive end, and Jalen Toy Ellis works in front of us.
He's got really good handle with his left hand as well. I mean, he's confident either way, Toy Ellis. And he's really comfortable going into traffic.
I tell you what, if you're a high school coach, and obviously we don't know directly since, rightfully so, that's not as public information as
Sure.
a kid committing to college. They're still very young, still developing their games. But if you are fortunate enough to get any of these kids to your high school program, I mean, as a coach, you got to be licking your chops with the ability to grow somebody like this.
For a normal high school program, a lot of these kids can play varsity right away.
Yeah.
I mean, they're contributors immediately. I mean, you see Elijah Strong down there on defense, and he gets beat on a nice
Michael Wilbrew,
move.
solid post move there.
but Wilson on the
repping the goggles, by the way.
Yeah.
I like that.
Strong, Elijah Strong on the previous possession. It was a nice flash to the high post that got him a jump shot. It's just little things like that people see. That understanding really takes you a long way, especially early.
Hammond's right side. And that's also what, like you said, Bo, to your point, it's very interesting to see straight on triple, short, rebound taken by Toy Ellis, and
tough.
one.
Really tough.
To your point, you don't see, in my opinion anyway, you don't see as much separation between player 1 and player 3 at this level. But overall, at this level, you can still see who gets it at this point and who still needs a little bit of work. Maybe the talent gap isn't quite as standoutish as it is at the next levels.
Sure.
But here, you can tell where the high IQ is as you're taking in all this knowledge at a young age.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Jalen Toy Ellis. This is a kid who, obviously, physically, he's got a little bit of something going on with him. He's a big, strong kid. But also, it's that understanding. It's like you said, if he was just wild out there and out of control, it doesn't do you a lot of good. But he's using that physical talent he has, and he's using the understanding in equal parts.
All knotted up at 12 apiece here.
I'm interested in number 2's game here for advanced athletics, Nigel Cook. He looks like a bigger player on the perimeter who could really grow into his body, but he's got some skills outside. He's got a comfortable looking shot. So I'm interested to see what he has from a handle, and you're seeing it outside. That's a nice dish, a little bit loose, but it's understanding of the game again. And
listed as a wing, which I love because it's so often nowadays you don't see guard, you don't see forward. This is a wing player. We move from positionless. You can do it all.
Basketball, yeah.
That's kind of what you see. I tell you what, though, and again, I don't like doing player comparisons, but for the folks at home, and I don't really remember watching him as a young high school player, but lengthwise, he's not quite there. The triple misfired there by Jahic, but lengthwise, I mean, he does have that bony, kind of skinny, Kevin Durant like limbs. I mean, in terms of wingspan,
sure.
And in terms of where his legs are at right now. Not nearly as tall, obviously, but still, I mean, you could see that.
Oh, yeah, and he wants to be on the perimeter. He wants to handle the ball. We'll see if he can drive yet. But, I saw Kevin Durant play in high school against Lou Williams. And he was a junior, and he was the skinniest kid out there. But he could just get buckets right away, and that never stopped.
Deep triple. That one, it was shot with confidence by Cook, but just hits the back iron. Here comes TSB.
I tell you what, for TSB, Braden Collins has come in firing. He's hit 1 or 2 threes. He's a smaller kid, but there's a reason he's out there. It's because he can shoot it.
Bodies everywhere. Jahic on the deck. Toy Ellis, wild shot. Rebound falls, hesitation, a little pump fake action. Thomas, no.
He was caught in between
Robinson,
there. He was really caught. He was a foot in between.
Didn't know what he wanted to do. A nice take there by Robinson. He had to hop over Collins. I haven't seen that one in a while. You got somebody on the deck and you just hop over him.
Optically, it's weird what happened. Collins slipped, but if you see a guy doing a baseball slide into second base while you're trying to make a layup, it throws you a bit. So to his credit, he actually made that shot.
Had to do a odd inverted Euro there.
Yeah, exactly.
Hit the brakes on it and skip around it. The coach kind of doing a little bit of that as well.
That's not a move you're going to teach.
Nope. No. And wildly enough, you're not going to find maybe a broken animation in 2K, but that's about as close as you're going to get to seeing something like that recreated.
It just throws you a bit. Let's see if Collins shoots again out there, because he came in right away pulling the trigger. A lot of confidence. He's the smallest kid on the floor, but he's a shooter.
The Ray Allen green light, as it's more commonly preferred. So TSB with the basketball and the 1-point advantage. As we mentioned, not into elimination play yet. That'll be later this afternoon. Simply pool play right now. Everybody vies for seeding. And a wild shot that time by King. So we see Advanced 2 Athletics continue to move with it. Bo, we saw a taste of it. Or actually, I should take that back. I saw a taste of it with the NYBL journey They had 3 session stops. They started in Greensboro, and came to my neck of the woods in Indianapolis at the Pacers Sports Athletic Complex. And then they were in Augusta to close things out back where we were. We were there obviously in March. They finished it in April. But it's been a journey all across the different sections of the Midwest and the Northeast to get to this point in time. Now here in Atlanta, a beautiful setup here at Lake Point Sports Complex. And this is one of the bigger venues that you're going to be in. I'm not saying attendance-wise, but you talk about it so often when you get to the Final Four and the regional rounds,
sure,
you have these open gyms where it's different to see that kind of depth perception, and it really hasn't been a factor whatsoever. But they've been able to continue to perform in each of these different types of venues and getting a true experience to what it's going to be like they're 2 levels away collegiately, where you're traveling to different spots all across the way, not playing this many games in a single day, but you're getting a feel for how your body's going to grow and develop over time.
I feel like these kids just are so much more advanced experience-wise than like 25 years ago for sure. You just didn't get this many opportunities against this much elite competition. I just think it changes the game. I'm going to tell you right now.
Burns for 3.
He's unbelievable. That's his 5th three-point attempt. We are, not even 17 minutes into the game. He's taken 5 three-point attempts. He's hit 2 of them. So he's shooting 40%, and they're long three-pointers.
Can't really argue against that. Nice ball movement and the finish that time by Ben King. And unlike the last game, this time not only does it look like the talent is fairly even right now, but only a 2-point game. The score is there, too, to back it up.
Yeah, and you pointed out that last game was closer, particularly at the beginning, as you see a travel there. I think these 2 teams, again, are evenly matched, and one team may go on a run. Burns could certainly get hot and spread this game out a bit, but again, I think it's pretty evenly matched talent-wise.
Rebound controlled by Advanced 2 Athletics. That's always nice when you're seeing competitive games that are continuing to keep close margins in terms of scoring. As this is one of our more low-scoring contests we've seen so far on the Always Live broadcasts. Just 38 combined points here as we're knotted up at 19. Left side, triple. That one short. Unable to get that to fall was Collins, but again, still shooting with the green light. Now on the corner the other way. That's an air ball. Rebound tracked down and taken by Cook. Cook up ahead. Nice baseball pass. Wallace feeds. Left side, corner. Might have been some contact there for Perry. Doesn't get the whistle. Here comes TSB. Ooh. Collins, nice little move right there. Tell you what, Bo, he's got the handles too.
Yeah, that was perfect. He got it into the offense.
Collins
he gets it back.
Thought he might try to pull the trigger there. Instead, unselfish play by TSB. Aggressive take there by Ben King. Leads to some free ones.
Here's what I liked on that possession. The three-pointers aren't falling. Okay, fine. They're working it around the three-point line, but boy, did Ben King drive. When he caught that pass, he flew to the baseline and went up and got contact. So there's an answer to that. When you see yourself struggling outside, take it to the rack, and he did it. It was successful.
Absolutely. King that time gets to go, makes them both. Lead up to 2. 1:29 left to play in this first half.
So with Burns out, I think the offense goes back to Cook. But one thing I noticed is Vaughn Thomas for TSB, really watch him work on defense and chase. You have to do that with a guy who's demonstrated an ability to shoot that like that. So let's see if he can stay with him. He's got the size, definitely, to stay with Cook.
Good matchup to watch for. Cook feeds it inside. Wallace scores.
Boy, that was composed. Just faced up his defender. Saw a hand wasn't in his face and took the shot.
Under a minute to go. Knotted up at 21. Collins in a bit of a trap. Almost lost the handle. Walking the tightrope and unable to save it there was the tandem of King and McCollum.
Every time Collins gets the ball, you're seeing Advanced Athletics
Make that night.
Advanced Athletics brings the pressure. But he's handled it okay so far. His teammates sort of lost that pass.
Cook working, sees some daylight, teardrop floater up, no, friendly rim. But the rebound falls right there to Chamberlain. They'll reset things. Cook in the corner, a little give and go action, and foul drawn there by Wallace. Him and Wallace have been connecting on a couple of solid plays these last couple of possessions.
I like both of their games. I mean, I really like what Cook has out there because, you know, you mentioned Kevin Durant, and it's unfair to compare anybody to Kevin Durant, really, but he's got a lot of that length and handle, and he's got the shot. His teardrop should have fallen. That was around the rim and in and in and in and in and finally out. That was a smooth move.
We'll have media timeouts today. Yeah, my bad, wrong conference.
Ref's begging for a media timeout today to get his wind out there.
We should have told him in about 15 seconds he's going to get one. As all knotted up at 21. Nice bounce feed inside by Collins, but it's misfired by King. And up the floor we roll. Low. He'll hesitate with 3. Low back to Robinson with 1. Robinson a little bit of a push off. Indeed he did. Offensive foul. And drawing it, one of the smallest players on the floor right there in Braden Collins. That'll bring us to halftime. All knotted up at 21 apiece. TSB and Advanced Athletics, stay with us. You're watching the NYBL Finals on Always Live. The next Welcome back inside Lake Point Sports Complex. Start of the second half. NYBL Finals pool play action. Jimmy Cook, Bo Estes joining you here live from court number 4 as Advanced Athletics starts with basketball. to open this second half of play. Anthony Robinson.
Boy, I am telling you, this is a shooter right here we're watching. Thad Burns, 2 of 5 on threes in the first half. He's got the mid-range jumper as well, and it's a nice-looking jumper.
Able to get that bucket to go. It is. It's been pure throughout so far. A good answer there by Elijah Strong. And these teams, like I said, they've exchanged many runs. No run any greater than 4 points. But they've continued to exchange punches back and forth, and we're all knotted up at 23. Robinson, wild shot, misfired. Got his own board somehow. Now he'll go baseline with it. Wallace, beautiful ball movement, straight on Burns. That one wide.
Well, he's got confidence,
though. He does. He's got clearance. He's got clearance for sure. Morton skips it over. Toy Ellis, nice feed on a laser. Air ball though.
It was a good cut from Strong. He just missed the shot there.
It was. Maybe could have taken an extra second to gather where he was.
Yeah, that comes in time. But yeah, you're right. But he surely made the right move, and Toy Ellis hit him with a good pass.
Absolutely. Burns, that's from distance.
Are you kidding me, Jimmy? Are you kidding me with this kid? This kid is lighting it up. That was wonderfully guarded, too.
I tell you what, underrated aspect, I love the headband.
Yeah,
because it's not one of the full reds, the tie in the back.
And he gets the block shot there.
Burns again contested. That one might have been slightly forced, but that's okay.
I think they got a piece of that one,
A little bit of a heat check. Knight, he'll stop, he'll pop. It leaves it short. Got his own board, though. Beautiful feed. Morton left the floater short. He can't control the rebound, and it's saved right to Cook.
Cook was eyeing Burns up the court with the full court pass, but probably
Indeed
the smart move.
Indeed he was, but you're right. Definitely a better idea to pull it back. Robinson almost had his pocket picked. Ball's tipped, so Cook can go save it. Indeed he does. Cook to Robinson. They find Burns. He thought about it. Now pull up mid-range. Got it. My goodness.
We're seeing a show.
We are
seeing a show.
It's the Thad Burns show right now.
Why, if you're at home, just watch number 30 in white. This kid is filling it up.
Showing up all over the place. Largest lead of the ball game for Advanced 2 Athletics at 5. Runner up, no good that time by Knight. Here comes Advanced 2 Athletics. Let's see if they try to find Burns. They do. Burns again, mid-range, that one, an air ball. But the rebound falls right into the breadbasket of Shaw. Make that Wilbrew. And a timeout taken by TSB. Largest lead of the ball game for Advanced 2 Athletics at 7, 30-23. Stay with us. You're watching the NYBL Finals on Always Live. Welcome back inside Lake Point Sports Complex. Quick bucket there by TSB. They've cut it down to 5 again. Searching for answers with this Advanced 2 Athletics offensive attack, led in part by Blaze Wallace, Michael Wilbrew, Nigel Cook, and the man of the hour so far, Thad Burns. Number 30 in white, the red bandana on your screen. Red headband, I should say. Second chance opportunity tracked down by Toy Ellis.
He's a hustler, man. He is all over the court. Even when he misses a shot, he's gotten several offensive rebounds in this game. He's a smaller player, but he's all over the place.
Try to catch him napping. Extra pass. High off the glass. Not that time for King. Last touched by Cook, they'll say. It'll stay on this end. Out of bounds this time, and it'll go to Advanced Athletics.
And so Cook just told me he's 6'3". He's one of the biggest kids out there, and he's running point.
Welcome to 21st century NBA.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
At least at this age, anyway.
He's going to be a lot taller than he is right now, too.
The way the landscape has changed, he could still be playing guard. I know. Action with authority by Wallace. See what it leads to.
He's well named. Blaze got back on that.
Oh, yeah, he did. Robinson, a little bit of contact from the top of the key, I should say. Misfired, but guess who? Blaze Wallace cleaning up the glass.
Blaze is all over the place.
Down the lane. Bucket there by Elijah Strong.
Okay, so it's getting a little closer now, Jimmy. We got a game. These two teams, like we said, evenly matched, and there hasn't been a decisive run yet.
Starting to chip away a little bit, as you kind of expected coming in. Robinson down the lane, adjusted midair, and scores. Nice finish.
That was a little Steph Curry looking move right there.
It was. Needed, I think, an extra 5 to 7 feet on the basketball up in the air, but expected one of the launch finger rolls, but it's all right. Left side triple. No friendly roll that time by Knight, and they'll say it was last touched by Advanced 2 Athletics, much to the dismay of
the crowd that's 90 feet away.
Exactly, the Advanced 2 Athletics crowd right next to us. Bo, I saw a parent yesterday. I need to talk to somebody about this. I saw a parent on a phone conversation. They were on the phone. They're back behind that bench over there as a triple left side is knocked in by Morton to bring this a 4-point game. I don't know what the conversation was about. I don't know if it was a business call back home. I don't know. But in between the call, he would put it back down and yell at the officials.
Let's hope it wasn't a business call then. No, I mean, parents are involved.
You will see everything and anything on the youth basketball circuits.
It's true.
I love the havoc. I'm not complaining about it. It was just, wow.
So I'm going to tell you, it's not just basketball. I have a cousin who's one of the top young quarterbacks in the country.
Foul drawn by Shaw. Had the line for 2 free ones.
We went to a football tournament and watched him just light it up. The football parents were involved as well. Heavily involved.
It's a good term.
Yeah, no, they were there. They made their voices heard.
I wonder if the officials would use involved also, if they would.
Perhaps another adjective.
One more upcoming for Shaw.
So it's a 4-point game now. Over 9 minutes, so plenty of time. This is anybody's ball game at this point. And this is the moment where Advanced Athletics has got some of their horses out. Particularly Burns. So we'll see how they hang in when he's off the court, and we'll see how long he's off the court.
Something to keep an eye on as Thomas tees up a triple. That one's off the mark.
So Michael Wilbrew comes off the bench for Advanced Athletics, and, he's a reserve big on their team. But he's made some nice contributions. They're just a little move to get possession for Advanced Athletics. But when you're a reserve like that, you got to do those little things.
Got to earn your playing time somewhere. Got to make your impact where you can. And he's, like you mentioned, Bo, no question he's helped them over the course of this ball game with that effort. Robinson with the triple.
My word, this team can shoot. I mean, there are some shooters. We've seen Cook hit it. We've seen Robinson hit it. We've seen Burns hit a whole lot of it.
Left side that time. Too strong by Elijah.
I like Elijah Strong's game. I like his instincts. I like his head. His shot needs a bit of work, but you saw him make a nice pull-up in the first half. His shot hadn't been perfectly there for him today.
Cook working the handles and scores.
Did you see
Got
the
around the defender.
hesitation at the elbow?
It's beautiful.
He sold a mid-range jump shot and then extended, and it was just a really heady move on his part.
At that point, it's over. You knew he was going to get right by the
He got
defender,
his
get a good
shoulder
look
by.
at it. Robinson tried to jump the passing lane. Knight creates a little bit of a mismatch. Now they get it back out to him.
So they're trying to attack this 2-3 zone, and let's see if they settle for a perimeter jumper or no. Working inside, breaking down the defense, and that's the reward you get. And it's a heck of a play.
Delaney Hammonds there, yep. The lead still sits at 7, but Advanced 2 Athletics trying to add to that. TSB, meanwhile, trying to get a couple stops to get back in this one. That won't do it. Falls right to Wilbrew. Throws a dart. That one won't go.
He did a lot of good things on that possession. A no-look pass to set up his teammate. The offensive rebound just couldn't get his shot to go.
Thomas feeds inside, and McCallum scores.
I like McCullough's footwork there. It just took the step right inside on a pass, didn't try to do anything fancy, got the layup.
Doesn't always need to be fancy.
No?
You and I know that well. It's got to be efficient.
Make a career off not being fancy.
let the flash come later.
Yeah. So we're buying a bit of time right here if you're advanced. Heads up, coming at you. If you're Advanced Athletics, they're strong with another shot opportunity. Missed that one. But, Burns is on the bench. And they're expecting scoring to come in any minute now. But they're buying time and maintaining that working margin, that lead.
That's really, at this point in time, all that needs to happen. If you can keep that margin where it is, the way you've been playing, your chances are going to be pretty good.
Yeah. And he's back in the game now. That's good. That's good to see for Strong because he's worked hard to get good opportunities, and he's rewarded there with a nice shot, and that cuts it down to a one-possession game.
Yep. Need a little bit of confidence back in the step if you're Strong. As Bo mentioned, lead down to 3.
There's Wilbrew again with another gorgeous pass.
Feeds inside to Shaw, but he couldn't convert. However, he draws contact.
He's a guy that really understands that position in the high post. You need guys, well, I'll mention another North Carolina guy. Luke May understood that position.
Hate to twist your arm to have to do that. But
yeah, I'll get one or two more North Carolina references in if I can. But yeah, I mean, I just think that was really good understanding from Wilbrew, and that's twice he's done that pass, and it's worked both times.
And that's really, we talk about the outside shooting, but that, as you mentioned, that's kind of, not necessarily that it's a modern thing, but that's how to be a successful post player nowadays, is you can't just, work and body. You need to be able to have the presence of mind. I got my fellow big man, or I got a cutter over there. Got to feed him on the other block.
Make things work off that outside game. So if they're coming on a run out, on a closeout defensively, you've got an opportunity to drive. If you hit your high post guy and they're guarding the three-point line, cut to the basket. And to Advanced Athletics' credit, they're doing that. And they must know that Wilbrew can pass it. And they're another good shot from Strong. And we got a 2-point game.
Elijah's starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm.
Thad Burns is bringing it up. Let's see if he gets himself a shot off this time.
Yeah, he's been kind of quiet the last couple of minutes. See if he gets back into the stat sheet. Shaw, left side. Chuhaich, not able to get that to go.
That was good hustle by Noah Perry coming in for the offensive rebound, and he gets his team another possession here.
Chuhaich will take a seat. They'll sub out. Almost had 6 players on the floor there briefly.
Yeah. And then 4 for a moment as well.
Up the floor comes TSB Elite, and we're tied. Layup there by Hammonds.
I like his game.
40-40 club here in this second half. broken there by Shaw. No, I would agree, though. The overall game of Hammonds, especially in the second half, it's looked sharp.
So they're bringing the 2-3 out a little farther, and let's see how he works that.
Thomas, now Collins. Beautiful ball movement, leads to the feet inside, and score by McCallum.
So Hammonds got the pass to the high post, low post bucket, and they're just breaking down that 2-3.
Timeout on the floor, we'll take one as well. 4:06 left to play in this one. All knotted up at 42. Stay with us. You're watching the NYBL Finals on Always Live. Welcome back inside Lake Point Sports Complex. Just over 4 minutes left to play in this one. TSB Athletics with the basketball knotted up at 42 with advance to athletics. Jimmy Cook, Bo Estes. We're off to the race here with Thad Burns as he's foul on the floor. It'll be just the fourth team foul on TSB. No bonus activity till foul number 7. And Bo, this has been a tightly contested affair for the most part. A little bit of a lead for advance to athletics in this second half, but gap closed methodically by TSB. Now all knotted up at 42. With a rebound taken by Trayvon McCallum.
What's interesting to me is that TSB seems to have 2 point guards they're really comfortable with. As another, Elijah Strong's got it going now. He's figured it out. He missed a couple shots, but he's got 6 points here in a hurry for TSB.
And you pointed it out when he made that first shot that you felt like the confidence was going to start coming, and indeed it has. But speaking of confidence, Nigel Cook is not short on it. Top of the perimeter for the lead.
Jimmy, that was right in front of us, and that was well beyond NBA range. He was comfortable well beyond NBA range.
Strong again. Man, he's cooking.
Oh, back and forth we go. It's a 1 point lead now for TSB, and we got a good finish coming up here.
Better buckle up. Robinson feeds the top of the key. Wallace adjusts, set back by Strong. Rebound tracked down for Lowe. Now Cook, he'll get it over right side. Burns, no. Jump ball tie-up forced. Arrow will go to TSB. Good hustle there by Lowe to force it with Toy Ellis, but it'll stay with TSB.
What I like that TSB's doing right now is Toy Ellis gave him some good minutes at point guard, so did Hammonds. And now down the stretch, they're both out there with this press coming at them.
Baseline feed, adjusting, hanging, and scoring on another level is Elijah Strong.
Well, earlier it was Thad Burns getting it done. Now it's Elijah Strong on the other end. Burns came out of the game for a moment. He was blazing hot, but now he's got to find that stroke back to keep up with Strong.
Cook hangs. Cook banked it home, and we're tied.
There are benefits with having good mechanics and if your shot's online. If his shot was not online, he doesn't get that bounce.
Ellis hesitates to score. We're exchanging punches like heavyweights now. Just over $1:30 to play. Lead is 2.
He's going to pull, Jimmy. He
He
another
wants
shot.
to. Around the screen. Cook instead. He'll drive. Floater's good. Smart play. He did not settle. He instead went to the rim and floats it up and in, tied at 50.
He's got it all. He really does have it all.
Toy Ellis, left side. Hammonds catch and shoot. No good. Rebound Wallace. Let's see how deliberate they are.
$1:15 left in the game right now. Yeah, let's see what they come up with here. You see, TSB's defense is out a little bit. So there will be opportunities in the lane like the one Nigel Cook just took advantage of moments ago. And are they playing for one, Jimmy?
I tell you what,
TSB just called their defense out, so they're going to pressure a little bit.
We don't see that very often. I see it a lot in Indiana at the high school level, but Burns says no one shot. I'm going to knock in a triple in the corner. Thad Burns from downtown, and a timeout for TSB. Bo, I was going to mention it to you, he was pitching a tent there in the corner,
yeah,
and there was way too much space there for him. And again, when they brought the ball over to this side, still nobody closed on him, too much airspace, and he made him pay.
Well, you know, it's possible TSB, because TSB pulled their defense out expecting that Advanced 2 Athletics was going for the last shot. When they pulled their defense out, he was open, and maybe they weren't expecting him to shoot it. Maybe they were expecting them to still go for that last shot. But, boy, you cannot leave Thad Burns open.
So 46.5 left to play in this one. No shot clock. It's a 3-point deficit for TSB. They'll roll the basketball up. Knight kicks left side. They don't need a three right away. They can get a quick two. Toy Ellis says, I want the three. It's partially blocked. Sent back by Robinson and ripped away that time. What's the call? The officials said my time, inadvertent whistle. And let's see what the call is. They're going to say it's TSB basketball. Got to get it in, force it to Morton. Now Toy Ellis, he'll put his head down, get to the rim, wild shot misfired, loose ball. Toy Ellis comes back to get it. He bounces it up top, three in the air, three through the bottom of the net. Big time shot by Evan Morton. And we're all knotted up at 53. Final 15 seconds left. Now down to 10, and Advanced 2 Athletic wants a timeout. What a big time play by Toy Ellis to stay with it. Good heads up awareness by Morton to be ready at the top. Had to go low to get it, took a second, gathered, knocks it down and knot us up at 53.
If you are an NBA fan, that is Robert Ory against the Sacramento
Big
Kings.
shot, Bob.
Yeah, the ball is tipped out.
Just
and
happens
he
to fall in his
steps
lap.
right into it and absolutely drills it. That was big shot, Bob. Mr. Seven Rings right there stepping into it
Indeed.
and knocking down the shot. And it was beautiful because he shot it with confidence, and he sort of had to shoot it. There's not enough time left to dilly-dally, so he took the shot, stepped into it, and drilled it. So now you've got two shooters for sure, at least, if you're Advanced Athletics. Is it going to be Cook on the handle and Burns with the shot? How are they going to organize this? And will there be, look who's in the game. Wilbur's in the game. Is he a passer in this situation on some cuts as well?
A lot to look out for with 9.9 to go. They'll inbound it directly in front of us. Sideline right. Robinson to get it in. Looks for Cook, now finds Brew, lazy pass it, it's stolen away. Picked off by Knight, Knight to the rim, he lays it up and puts it on ice. Final seconds ticking away, and we're gonna get a timeout by Advanced 2 Athletics. Let's see if they put any more time on it. But how about that play by Donovan Knight? Jumps the passing lane, it was a bit of a lazy bounce pass.
So here's what I'm going to say about that. He's not going to get the credit he deserves unless we say this. Toy Ellis was really covering the inbounds pass. He was cutting off angles, and the inbounder couldn't see where to go. That allowed the steal. Now, on the other end, I don't know how that broke down, but Advanced 2 Athletics, when that ball went through, there was 4 seconds left. Did they not call a timeout instantly? If they didn't, and they're not getting any more time back, there's 0.9 seconds. Is that the mistake that's going to cost them here?
We'll have to wait and see. They didn't add any time.
If there's 4 seconds, this is a different story.
Have to go baseball with it. Let's see. There's the baseball throw. It's stolen away, and TSB has won the ball game. Final score 55-53, and it all goes down to 2 big shots by Delani Hammonds, by Jalen Toy Ellis and Donovan Knight. A 3-pointer and a layup respectively. And you mentioned it, not enough credit. Toy Ellis able to go down low, create that extra possession to get it out to Knight. But also, as you mentioned, Bo, smothering the inbounder there to force that turnover. And Donovan Knight took care of the rest.
He was really strong at the start of the game, and boy, he was really strong at the end of the game. And defense can win those games. Just little things like that can make the difference.
A 5-0 run closes it out. That'll wrap things up. Stay with us. We'll have more after this. You're watching the NYBL Finals on Always Live. Let
Are you tossing to her?
again our